Chapter 34 My Strategy. Tijar clutched his head tightly, pulling at it in agony. After about half a minute, he finally steadied his breath, slowly lowering his hands and standing up. His expression was as if nothing had happened. That intense headache had passed like a gust of wind, violent in its arrival, but fading as quickly. Ringo glanced at Kaijal and asked, "Are you all right? Do you often get headaches?" "No, this is only the second time in my life." Tijan sighed. "I guess it has something to do with this cursed place." Ringo wanted to ask more, but it seemed Tijan wasn't interested in dwelling on the subject. "Our time is tight. Even if there's something wrong in my head, I'm not wasting time here," Tijan said, looking up at the dark red sky. "Thanks to that little girl, we've learned a lot of useful information, have we?" TNT and glanced at the lifeless body of the human rat on the ground. Still sad. "The only useful information I see is the rule about betting one's life, and that poor girl lost hers because of it." "Not just that," Kishore replied. "At first, I thought this place was chaotic and insane, but now it seems there are rules that govern it." "Rules?" "Yes." Kishore nodded. "That man called Vermilion Bird seems to be one of the managers of this place." "A manager? You mean that Birdman?" He Jin asked. "Yes. He showed up to ensure that the rules weren't broken." "But why would a manager not wear clothes?" Tian asked, still confused. "He was naked except for a cape. It looked so strange, compared to all the bizarre things he did. Not wearing clothes was probably the most normal." Tijan paused, then added, "And that's just what we see. There could be others above him." Ringo seemed to realize something. "That Vermilion Bird guy did say something like, 'If it weren't for the rules, I'd kill you.'" He nodded. "If something is holding back someone with those kinds of abilities, I bet whoever's above him is even scarier." "Abilities?" Tijan frowned. "I haven't heard that word in a long time. What else will you call it?" "Like the Terminator." Jin gestured. "That guy was flying through the air." At that, the three of them paused for a moment. "What's a Terminator?" Ringo looked curiously at Qiao Jiejin. "For someone dressed as stylishly as you, you're pretty out of touch." Qiao Jiejin laughed awkwardly. "Never seen Terminator. Stylish." Ringo was visibly embarrassed. That word was something she hadn't heard in ages and was usually associated with older folk. Someone like this was calling her out. Qiao Jiejin nudged Kijua with his elbow. "Hey, you must have seen it, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, so cool." Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ringo seemed to recognize the name, but wasn't entirely sure. "I don't care about the Terminator, and I don't care how strange that Birdman was," Tisha said calmly. "What I want to know now is how far these rules extend and what they can regulate." The three didn't quite understand what Kaijal was getting at and exchanged confused looks. "Kijal, what are you trying to do?" Kaijal slowly raised his hand to his throat, making a slicing motion. "I want to know whether killing to steal Dao is possible." As soon as he said this, Ringo and Tian both took a step back. Only Jin stood his ground. "Killing to steal Dao?" Jin frowned, his expression grave. "You mean if we can't collect 600 Dao within 10 days, we should rob others?" "Yes. It's the most effective solution I can think of," Tijan said. "We're a team now. If we want to pull off something this big, I'll need your help. That's why I'm laying out the plan, so you can give me your thoughts." "I won't help you." Jin shook his head firmly. "Even if the sky falls in this place, I won't do anything unjust. The people with Tao have probably gone through hell to survive, just like us. What right do we have to kill them?" "I see." Tijan nodded thoughtfully. "But if we want to escape this hellhole, this is the only way. We need 600 Dao. Aren't you even willing to consider it?" "I refuse," Ringo said. "I don't think this is a good idea. If we kill someone, even if we make it out of here, we'll never be able to live like we used to." Tian hesitated for a moment before adding, Yes, if it means killing others, I'd rather die first. Tisha looked at the three of them, thought for a while, and then smiled slightly. Good. Now I can tell you my real plan. What? Kayao Jian was stunned. You were testing us. Tisha nodded. If you three had agreed to killing for Dao, it would have shown we're not the same kind of people. I would have abandoned you on the spot. You, Tiyao Jin was almost speechless with anger. I thought you really planned to kill people. In theory, the rules wouldn't allow killing for Dao, Tisha explained. I don't fully understand the rules here yet, but they seem to maintain a kind of strange fairness. Those managers act more like judges, and if they are judges, then they'll ensure the participants' safety. He paused before continuing. In other words, they want us to die in the games, not by killing each other. The group was silent for a moment, reflecting on TXIA's words. After a while, Ringo asked, "So, what's your real plan?" "My plan isn't complicated," Tisha replied. "Since these games won't kill us, we'll test them one by one. You'd explore and figure out the rules of each game, gathering clues. Once we're confident, I'll bet my life. We'll split the Dow we win and keep using this tactic until we collect 600